Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Doomed Friend, and today I'm going to be going over the fallen Necramech spawn locations, and so where you can find a fallen Necramech for the nightwave bounty, and then the easiest way to get kills with that fallen Necramech, again, for a different nightwave bounty. I also found that this was a pretty effective way of finding and killing Eximus. So, if you like this content, please leave a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get started. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look for the actual spawn locations to see if there is a Necramech in that location. So Necramechs have a very specific set of possible spawn locations. Credit to you /EnergyBlade7 on Reddit for creating a Necramech map. And I'm going to be following the Necramech map that I've been showing here on screen now. And essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to be going from point to point trying to see if there's a Necramech spawn. Now, when we get close, the Necramech will actually show on the mini-map or the map with a little Necramech symbol, which you'll see on screen here. This is the little symbol that you see when you're close to a Necramech. Basically, we're going to be going from spawn location to spawn location, looking for that little symbol on the map for our fallen Necramech. I'm going to be starting from the Necralisk. Now, it's much easier if you have a K-Drive or Arcwing launcher. However, if you don't, I would recommend using a mobility frame. I like Lavos and Titania. Lavos because you can do this, and it actually travels you a decent distance. It's on a pretty low cooldown once you build it for that, and you can go pretty fast. Titania is basically mini Arcwing. She goes a little slower than Arcwing, but she still is relatively fast. But really the best way to do this is using the Arcwing launcher. So I'm going to go ahead and open my map, and the first one, which is not circled for whatever reason, is actually at the Abscess. So it should spawn somewhere around this area. Now, the Necramech will not show up in your mini-map like from an infinite distance away. You actually have to be kind of close. I'm going to save this animal because the infested are mean and kill random animals, and I'm not mean. So yeah, we're going to be searching around. So it's not in this first area, so let's go ahead and go to Actuary's Pride here and see. It should spawn somewhere around this area. Again, we're not seeing it on the mini-map or the map. You can see it. There's nothing there on the mini-map either. So I'm just going to assume it's not here and move on to the next area. The next area is actually going to be south of the infested Seraglio. I kind of wish I learned how to say that before I started this video. But it would be spawning around this area here. Again, it's not here, so let's move on. Next, we're going to be going north to the Undulatum. And we're looking. It's generally around right here, and I'm not seeing it here either. So let's go ahead and move on to the next location, which we're going to be going north of the catabolic gutter. So kind of here, check down here just in case. Doesn't look like it. That's a cave. For some reason it does not want me to be on my Arcwing right there, but we're gonna fly up here and go north a little bit to see. I'm not seeing it right here either, so let's go ahead and keep heading west. This one is actually going to be kind of over in this area where all these items are, and I'm not seeing it here either. Alright, let's go to the Deimos Terminus. Here's another location that it can be. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this Eximus right there. Alright, let's see. Are you up here? Fallen Necramech. Hello, where are you? Not here either. Wow. Alright, so the last sort of location, it could also be that I just wasn't getting close enough to them, which I'll go back through and check again. They destroyed my Arcwing. How rude. Really? Ah, here we go. Yeah, I accidentally completely skipped over this one apparently, but yeah, sometimes you just gotta look around. Sometimes you gotta actually like repeat where you were going before. But as you can see on my map right now, on like my mini map up there, you can see the little Necramech symbol, and you can actually see right here on the map, there's the Necramech symbol right there, and this is one of the spawn locations. So basically, you can go from Necramech, from Warframe to Necramech. So to pilot a fallen Necramech, you will have to have completed the War Within quest, because you need to be able to go in and out of your operator form. So to pilot the fallen Necramech, you could just simply go from your Warframe and use your operator mode ability, and it'll go straight into the Necramech if you're close enough. I found myself a fallen Bone Widow here. Now, it should be noted that you cannot go from Necramech directly back to Warframe. It'll put you in your operator form. However, if you are closer to your Warframe than you are to your Necramech, it will put you back into your Warframe instead of the Necramech. So, yeah, that is the Fallen Necramech. Now, the second part, which is a bounty that frequently comes along with the Fallen Necramech bounty, is getting kills with the Necramech. Now, yes, one option is doing bounties. Another option is just running around hoping you find the enemies. But what I found is that you can actually go to the obelisk locations, and I'm going to show an obelisk map on screen right now made by u/Kurik on Reddit, and we're going to be going just basically from obelisk location to obelisk location, and we are going to be fighting. I'll show you here in a second. Hopefully they actually spawn at this one. It doesn't look like there's an obelisk here. Usually when there's an obelisk, and sometimes when there's not, little infested spawn pods will spawn there. So we're going to be just going from obelisk location to obelisk location using that map that I just flashed up on screen. So the next one is actually in the Abscess. And one thing to note is the spawn locations for the Necramech are usually somewhat close to the what I call Orokin platforms, which is the obelisk spawn locations. Usually they're on Orokin formations, so that you see this is like a little Orokin platform here. Looks like there isn't one there, so the next possible spawn location is actually in the Actuary's Pride. You're going to notice that we are actually kind of going on a similar path to what we did on the Necramech, and that, like I said, that's because the Necramech usually spawns near some of these platforms. So the next location is actually, I went too far that way, we're actually over here, and it looks like there's another fallen Necramech right here. If your Necramech dies, you can just follow the map again to try to find another Necramech. So I'm gonna kill this guy really quick because they're annoying. And the next spawn, like Orokin platform, should be right over here. This is not a consistent measure, but they're generally around like the blue light, so it looks like it is. So I'm gonna activate the pedestal. You don't necessarily need to, but I find that more enemies spawn when you do activate it, and then you just kill the enemies that spawn, and it will spawn a decent amount of enemies. As you see, they're still spawning. The bounty generally has you kill 100 enemies, and I found I can usually get around 25 enemies, well, 15 to 25 enemies out of this, averaging around 20. And as you can see, Eximus can come to here. I don't think they'll spawn in the infested pods, but they can come here. I have only been to one obelisk location where like the spawn pods didn't spawn. Like and by that I mean the actual obelisk was here and no spawn pod spawned even after I activated it. So the next spawn location is going to be way the hell over here. But yeah, feel free to kill enemies along the way. Like I said, this is actually a decent place to find Eximus enemies. You can actually see one right there. Yeah. You can see that like Eximus do spawn pretty frequently. Also, my waypoint went away. That's rude. Also, I have 69 energy right now. I just want to point that out. So it looks like this one is also activatable. I'm going to go into my operator form and fail to jump, and then just do that. There we go. And look, more enemies are spawning. Huh, it's funny how that works. Again, I've only come to these platforms one time where enemies didn't spawn. So I don't know if that was a bug, but it seems like every time you go to an obelisk or an Oregon platform, infested spawn pods will spawn. So I'd say this is a pretty safe strategy to do it. And yeah, that is how you can find a pilot and get kills with your fallen Necramech on Deimos. This is primarily for the Nightwave bounty, if you need the bounty for finding and piloting a fallen Necramech. And I'm hoping this helped you out. If it did help, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. If you would like to see more content like this, again, subscribe. And you can also comment down below if I got anything wrong, or if you'd like to see any specific guide or anything covered. Let me know down below, and I'll try my best to come up with a comprehensive guide that can help you guys out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.